Hello Market Club members everywhere. Adam Harrison here, coming to you from the digital studios of Market Club, and we're looking at a stock that's been in the news lately, and that's Twitter. Do you use Twitter? More or less maybe, but fewer and fewer young people are using Twitter. In fact, there's been a big move out of Twitter into Snapchat, which is another instant messaging type app. But if we look at Twitter, we can see that it sort of came out, the IPO, boom, ran up to over 70. Everyone was very happy. And then all of a sudden, things didn't look quite so rosy there. Another rally, less than the rally before the high, another fall, kind of in between, then another rally, less than the high rally, and then low. And finally, we're trading around between 25 and 30. Now, here's the rub. Is this going to be a buy? And the question I'm going to show you is this, and that is, we put our trade triangles in. You can see here the points where we had signals to get long, to get short, long, short, and so forth. So the last signal to be short from 36.92 is still in place, but we also use our weekly for timing. So we put the weekly chart in, these weekly triangles, and you can see quite clearly that here's a signal to get short at 43.31. You would have covered that at 35. So you would have made about $8 on that trade. You'd be out of the market. You would have sold it again right here. You would have covered that position immediately, taken a small loss. You would have gotten long, and you would have gotten out. So you can see the profits add up with timing. That's the important thing. It doesn't matter what the fundamentals are so much. It's more the perception of a stock that's important. So if we scope this into just the last few months, you can see the stock has been fairly flat. We have moved over the 50 line, which is a good sign, but it's still not really showing a monthly trade triangle. That's what we want to see. I think we'll probably ditter around for the rest of October, and I think once we get over, let's say, the 32 area, I think we could see something going on with Twitter. Maybe this new leadership that we've brought in, Jack Dorsey's brought in someone from Google who may have the secret sauce that this company needs to get really going again, because it really hasn't moved. And I think it's been a big disappointment to investors, especially if you bought the stock at 70 and it's now trading at 28. You would not have stayed in that, trust me, with the trade triangles. You would have been out a long time ago. And that's the key thing. Go with the flow. Don't try to overthink it. Let's move on. Now, Netflix is going to announce its earnings tonight. And if you look at our trade triangles, green monthly, green weekly, you want to be long this stock going into the report, according to our trade triangles. We don't know what it's going to say, but everything is positive for this stock right now. You have a weekly and a monthly trade triangle green, indicating the trend is still up. And Netflix is a juggernaut. It's moved right from sending stuff through the mail to streaming. Now it's making its own production company, making its own movies. It's really moved up, and they're doing a good job, in my opinion. They are the leader in the space. Now, Walmart is another story. Had a big miss, and I want to show you Walmart just with our trade triangle. So let's just go out, let's say, to where we saw the high right here. Walmart was flying high over $90 a share. Suddenly the weekly kicked in at $85 a share, saying exit. This position you would have taken right here at 78, so you would have made $7 profit on this position. You'd be out of the market here. You would have gotten short on the monthly on the 4th of March at 82.55. You would have exited the position at 79. Small profit, but nonetheless a profit. You would have gotten back in short at 75.56. Covered that position at 73.48. Another profit. You get short again at 71.38, and you would have covered that position at 65. So you would have made another $6 on that position, which on a stock that's about 8% in just a few weeks. So the key thing is the trend is your friend, and we had a signal today at 62.91. It's 60.81 right now, so it's an indication that the trend continues down. If you scope this out, you can see potentially, even we'll take all the trade triangles off, just do a simple line chart, and we'll draw a trend line from the lows right here, scope that out. Potentially I think we could see Walmart in the low 50s. I really do think that's a possibility, getting back to this area right here, 55 to 52. I think that's where the market's headed right now. Amazon's another juggernaut. We love this stock. I think Jeff Bezos has done everything right. If you look at our trade triangles, all of our trade triangles are green, indicating the trend is your friend, and it wants to go higher. So we just scope that out to a closer chart, you can see a little bit of a negative day today, but nonetheless, it is positive, plus 90. This is a base, we believe, when the earnings come out later this month. This is going to jump the stock into new highs. Starbucks is another stock we like. It's plus green, two green trade triangles equal a strong upward trend. You're plus 75, a little bit of a pullback here, but nonetheless, it was new all-time highs. We're still trading over those levels, so I think this is an area that you probably want to be looking to be a buyer. 56.52 was our signal to be a weekly. 59.41, so it's still a little bit higher, but nonetheless, it's still a positive for Starbucks. Now, as you know, we've been bullish on gold. We've actually had a monthly trade triangle kicking, so everything's bullish. Remember, we talked about being bullish gold. Put our weeklies in. You can see our weeklies. Remember our weeklies? We talked about the weekly being for the trend and the daily for timing. Well, look what's happened. You've got the weekly that came in here at 11.47. We're currently at 11.76. So it's almost $30 profit in this position already, which is a lot of money, $3,000 a contract on a futures contract. And of course, it's done very well. And you've also moved over this high here, indicating a move, as we said yesterday, up to probably the 1,200 level, even maybe a little bit higher. So let's see how that plays out. Eurodollar, we're still bullish on the Eurodollar. All of our trade triangles are green. We've been talking about this for some time. It just keeps on going. Hard to believe, but that's what the market's telling us right now. We don't have to think about what the Europeans are going to do or anything else that's going on in the European common market, the euro. Just forget that. Just go with the flow. It's perception that drives the markets. Looking at the Dow, we have a mixed picture there. It's a trading range. We said this yesterday. It's 55. So we're saying it's a trading range, and I wouldn't be that excited about either way right now with this index. Much the same with the S&P 500, 55, a trading range. It's, just got up to this area here, this 2020, sort of turned back down. It can go either way right now, but for the moment, it's a trading range, and I want to be on the sidelines in this index. Now on the Nasdaq, a little bit different picture. All the negatives are still there. The weekly and the monthly are red, indicating a lower trend, and I would say that's to be short on the Nasdaq. That's the way we see it based on our trade triangles. We're back to 50, which could be a support area, but again, that's what I'm looking for. I think you have to be a little bit cautious just trading the indexes. Look for stocks, some great stocks out there that have perceptions that they're going to go higher, and they're the ones you want to look at. Lastly, crude oil, mixed picture there, weekly up, daily down, sideline position. Just a little bit on the 50 line. Let's see how that plays out, but that covers a lot today. We've got a lot of earnings coming out this month, so let's see how they play out in the market itself. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be a great fourth quarter. I'm Adam Hewison for Market Club. Thanks for watching. Every success. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them on our blog, and we'll do our very best to get them answered. Have a great trading day, everyone.